Welcome back to this already the final segment of today's Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. But you knew what you're listening to, but I'm glad you're listening to it. Brendan Neef, he's a brand new contributor on the Price of Business, and I'm delighted to have him in the studio. We're going to be talking a little bit in the weeks to come about leadership principles. We're really going to be talking to some other business leaders in various industries and really creating some excellent stories in the weeks to come, and I'm delighted to be able to do that. Brendan is president and CEO of Victory Transportation Systems, and that's victorytrucks.com. Brendan, welcome to the program. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. Real quickly, let's just start with the elevator speech with a little bit of the history of Victory Trucks.
Well, Victory's been around Houston for 12 years. I've been in the business since 97, and we're a hotshot company here in Houston. We move freight all around town or anywhere in the 48 United States, from a pickup truck to a tractor trailer, serving people that need to get something picked up and delivered right away.
A lot of people think of hotshot. They think of guys, in small cars carrying small packages, but that's not necessarily the case with you guys. You guys have massive deliveries.
Yes, sir. We can deliver a pallet of electrical supplies to a builder across town, or we can take a couple of pallets of valves or anything related to the oil field to Port Fourchon, Louisiana. So people that call on us, we cater to the industrial supply houses, oil fields, stuff like that. But people that call us need it picked up and delivered now.
They need it now.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about what your economy is like, your business economy is like in 2015.
Well, we've had a great year. It's been a little flat because some of the oil field sectors have been down, so that's caused a little bit of a downturn. But the other parts of our business that we cater to has been good and fruitful, and we're continuing to build on those relationships. And then we've added hazmat ability to haul hazmat freight now, so we think there's a lot of opportunity there. And things that we're coming across in the petrochemical business are starting to really heat up. So we're going to start focusing on that between now and the end of the year and make some relationships and contacts to help us going into 2016.
One of the reasons why we asked you to be a contributor is because of the fact that your company is relatively nimble. I mean, you figured out how to do that. That nimbleness is so predicated on the CEO. And where a lot of people today are still in denial that energy is struggling, you guys planned well in advance to diversify. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, when we first got into the business, we just wanted to build our company and get our foot in the door with the different industries that we were familiar with. But as we grew, we decided not to cater to one sector. In the event one slows down, we wouldn't have all our eggs in that one particular industry. So we want to have a broad customer base. We want to have a broad, diverse, different types of industries that we haul for. So if one does slow down, hopefully a couple of other ones are busy or starting to get busy, where we can continue to grow and build the company through adding different industries throughout Houston that utilize our services.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Talk a little bit about the future of the business in 2016. What are your plans? See, one of the other things that I've always been impressed by, in our conversations, we've shared meals together, we've had some pretty good talks, is that you really are a planner. You really are very future thinking, in a healthy sort of way. Talk about 2016.
Well, as we went through this year, we had a couple opportunities to potentially sell the business. But however, we decided that's not what we're ready to do now. But we also knew that we needed to do a few things different to start going to the next level from where we are today. And part of that's learning how to grow a business to the next couple or 2 or 3 levels of revenue to scale up to maybe 2 or 3x. What's that going to take from a leadership standpoint? One of the things we did to help us to begin 2016 is we went out and we just have agreed to hire a VP of sales. So we've been searching for a high-level, top talent guy that's been there, done that, knows how to grow a sales team, knows how to make a sales team really work, and found that right culture fit. Somebody believes in our vision, so we've hired that person.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, and he starts December 1st or the first Monday in December, and our goal is to bring him in, build up our sales team, and get out of their way and let him go do his job.
Yeah, absolutely. That's, I think, absolutely crucial. It makes a lot of sense. And that decision was driven a lot by coaching, which you're a big advocate of that as well.
Yeah, I started working with a CEO coach about a month ago, and when we were having our preliminary talks and our screenings to determine if we wanted to work with one another, one of the things we talked about was growth, scaling, and what it takes to do that, and do we have the right person to do that job, and what type of person do we need to be able to really come in and scale the business. So within our first 15 or 20 minutes of our first session, we decided, we got to go out and hire big and think big and hire a top talent to lead us into that next level of revenue growth.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, let me tell you, one of the things that I think is so crucial that I don't think everybody gets, but the best in whatever industry, the best in whatever sport, those people have great coaches.
Yeah,
Kobe Bryant, for example, whenever they make it to the playoffs, he instantly goes out there and gets himself a personal coach all the way through the playoffs. He said that every single time he's been in the playoffs, and I don't think there's anyone in the history of the NBA who's been in more playoffs than Kobe Bryant. It's just a reality.
For sure, and the thing is that if you've never scaled a business from X to Y, you're not going to know how to do that. And, where we are today, it's taken a lot. We've used some coaches to help us get to this point today, but now we think we're ready to start thinking in a different mindset and a different level. And when you start talking 2 and 3X of scaling your business, then you've got to get people that's been there, done that can help you, save you some time, save you some trouble, and guide you through that process. So the thing is getting a good plan in place and then working hard to execute that plan.
Yeah, no question about it. Talk about some of the topics we're going to cover in the weeks to come. Yeah, in fact, you and I were visiting with it a little bit about this before. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and show off a little bit of what I know. You were talking about the fact that you were going to talk about leadership and some of the leadership principles that drive you. Just elaborate a little bit on that.
As you go through the process of building your business, one of the things that you have to be able to do is challenge your team and lead your team. But to be able to do that, you have to learn how to do that and how to be a better leader yourself. So a lot of that is improving myself as a leader and as a CEO. And that was one of the subjects we talked about. And the second one you talked about that's important to us as a company is our safety culture with our trucks and having the drivers out on the road, because that's huge as far as a safety perspective. And I think going forward, a lot of shippers and customers are going to start zeroing in on that more than they have in the past on what kind of safety scores does your company have and how's your hiring practices and things of that nature.
Yeah, and safety is huge no matter what industry you're in, because we were talking about this before. If you're an accountant, you might want to check those numbers one more time. That's just a safe thing to do. And so I think the burden, the cultural, the political, governmental, regulatory burden is on more and more safety, no matter what industry you're in.
For sure, and when you have a great safety culture and your drivers get it and buy in and all that, the customers notice as well, and it definitely helps you grow your business.
Yes, and also we're going to have interviews in the future in some of the verticals that you're in. Mention that real quickly, some of those areas.
Oh, man, we cover the supply houses, the pipeline industry, electrical distributors, petrochemicals, the plants, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. Brendan Neef, he is with Victory Transportation Systems. That's victorytrucks.com. Good seeing you again, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
All right, that wraps up today's show. Do want to remind the listener this show continues 24/7 at priceofbusiness.com, and also the best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter. Have a great day right here on this station.